Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Daniel Cormier talks Jon Jones' looming retirement during a recent edition of the DC and RC show. Cormier believes this would be an early retirement for Jones, as he's still considered the best in the world.
When you're a guy that wants to be the best in the world and only lives to be the best in the world, when you know you're not the best in the world anymore, you walk away from the game. But for Jones, he's still the best in the world. And as you said, he was excited about the idea of going to fight at heavyweight. It was the challenge and something that scared him. But do you think that maybe it was easier than he may have thought? He got through Cyril Gane, so he's just like,
it was really easy,
this
bro.
This is what it is. Like, it's like, where's that challenge, right? Or see, like, where's that thing that scares me? Because that's what Jones spoke about before the fight. Being scared again, something that was dangerous. And maybe he doesn't feel that. Maybe he doesn't feel like that is going to be his every day at heavyweight. But I feel like I would like to see him continue to fight. I would like to see him fight guys like Sergey Pavlovich. I would like to see him in there with Stipe Miocic. And I do believe that there are some challenges for Jon Jones.
Dana White is back this week with an all-new recipe. Let's check it out.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday again here at UFC headquarters, and today we'll be trying the Filipino avocado lamang.
Dice an avocado, add 2 tablespoons of condensed milk, a splash of coconut milk, and crushed ice and mix it together.
All right, here we go. So this is supposed to be really popular. Apparently Tom Brady loves avocado, some type of avocado dessert or ice cream or something. There's really no taste to it. It's not bad, but it's not great either. I mean, it doesn't taste like, oh my God, this is delicious. I couldn't not possibly try this again. Yeah, it's good. It's nothing I'd write home about, but it's not, I wouldn't say I wouldn't eat it either. It's meh.
So after all the recent back and forth between Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya over the past week, it seems like Pereira has finally called for the UFC Trilogy. During a recent tweet, Pereira said, "Seems like Stylebender is promoting a third fight. I like this idea. Let's go UFC, Dana White." Jon Anik talks who's next for Israel Adesanya during a recent interview with the Schmo. Here's what Anik had to say.
I just think that is ambitious of Jan Blachowicz. I love you, Jan, but to think that he could make 185 pounds, I'm just not so sure. And the other thing promotionally you have to consider, if Jan Blachowicz wants to drop down to 85 and he wins that title, can he make the weight successively and defend that title? That has to be a consideration promotionally. Adesanya deserves so much credit for being the promotional workhorse that he is. I do believe if Robert Whittaker is able to beat Dricus du Plessis, that he will have laid the foundation for a third opportunity against Izzy. But I would also say about a third meeting in MMA between Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya, I wouldn't be surprised to see that be the next fight for Izzy, depending on what happens at UFC 290. Alex Pereira has finally sort of mastered, for lack of a better verb, the weight cut down to 85. So now to go up to 205 doesn't seem to make sense, even though maybe there was some underlying promotional pressure to do so. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alex Pereira's next fight be at 85 and for the title, but we just have to see what happens. Certainly if du Plessis is able to beat Robert Whittaker, he will be the #1 contender.
Merab Dvalishvili claims Umar Nurmadamedov needs to earn a fight against him during a recent interview.
Like you said, yeah, I respect UFC and I understand they need a main event, and I understand UFC. Yeah, I understand why UFC offered me this fight, Umar. I don't say no. I was injured and they sent me to doctor, and doctor say, no, I can't fight. And also that fight doesn't excite me because Umar is good fighter, but he has only 4 fights in UFC, and then he's number 11, I'm number 1, and it's it's not right. And they also all these 3 things wasn't work out,
Merab goes on to say he wants to be matched up with Corey Sandhagen next.
I will fight anytime. I'm ready. After this Saturday, I will fight if somebody will be like a real contender like Corey Sandhagen. I don't know when Corey will be healthy, but I will wait. I'd rather wait to him. And yeah, I mean, like I said, man, whoever will be tough fight, I will fight anybody, whoever wants, you know.
Chael Sonnen claims he's picking Henry Cejudo over Aljamain Sterling tonight for one simple reason. Here's what Chael had to say.
My official prediction for Cejudo versus Sterling, I'm taking Cejudo. And do you want to know why? Because I'm a nut hugger for a wrestler. I have no other answer. Aljo's a wrestler too. I mean, I've got to tell you. Okay, so they're both wrestlers, and then one of them's Olympic champion, so you've got to go with him. But truly, I think that's it. That must be a weakness within me, right? But it's a consistency. Well, I've been making that mistake since 1993. Used to always be right until about 2001. All of a sudden, who was the better wrestler just didn't matter anymore. Somebody does not get better at something by not doing it. Henry's sitting out since 246 until now. If that was anybody else, I would use that against him and give the edge to Sterling. History says Sterling, being younger and more active, wins. Now we've got common opponent. And this is a close fight. This is a really hard one. You asked me to make a prediction for you. I'm putting the curse on Cejudo.
Anthony Smith and Michael Bisping give their take on the recent news surrounding Francis Ngannou following ONE Championship's withdrawal from the race to sign him.
The heavyweight division is a little bit bleak outside of the UFC. Like I've seen Fabricio Verdum is sending tweets to Francis about fighting him in the PFL, and you know that's a draw. Like I would watch that for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe there's one or two guys out there that's what the problem is. It's not is Francis a draw for sure, but I was much more interested in watching him fight Deontay Wilder than anybody in MMA.
Well, that's not happening now. Apparently,
no.
Alexander Usyk.
Everyone else is boxing. Like
all the boxers are taken. Alexander Usyk is fighting Tyson Fury, I believe, and on the same card, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua.
What do you guys think about Bisping and Smith's comments? Do you think PFL is a good option for Francis? Let us know your opinion in the comment section. Conor McGregor claims he would beat Floyd Mayweather if the two ever faced off inside the boxing ring again.
Hey, now I seen you tweeted something about Floyd. You're saying if you had a second go, you can make some adjustments.
For sure.
You really believe that?
For sure. I've been thinking about it a long time. You know, I've had a long time to think about it and analyze it. Happy how it went the last time.
Would you finish him or?
I'd for sure look to. I'd love to go back in with my old boxing coaches,
right,
which I reunited with post-fight.
Right.
I feel my style has developed. Leonard Ellerby, Calvert. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about it, mate. To be honest, I have my fights lined up, but maybe one day.
Dana White gives his reaction to last weekend's face-off between Conor McGregor and Mike Perry. Here's what Dana had to say during a recent edition of My Mom's Basement with Robbie Fox.
Yeah, I think that that Conor went out and was having fun and got caught up in the moment. And, you know, the dude called him in to the ring and, you know, he did it. I also saw him pounding a bottle of Proper 12. I'm sure that probably had something to do with it too. But, you know, listen, man, at the end of the day, Conor has done a lot here. He's made a lot of money. The guy's out having fun and, you know, it's all good.
Okay, so that didn't upset you too much?
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Dana went on to shed some insight on when we may see McGregor face off against Michael Chandler.
Obviously, the show's got to air. We're going to find out. I actually saw a picture of Conor today where he actually looked leaner, like he's, you know, starting to, you know, cut the weight down, and we'll see. You know, I mean, this guy is going through a ton of shit with his body after breaking his shin bone, and believe me, as soon as we can get it done, we'll get it done.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.